गोपी जना वल्लभा विवर हरि। यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजना। यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजना। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरावनचारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gaurangi Bengalurishvara Gaurangi Bengalurishvara Gaurangi Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ade Prahlad Narasimha Jaya Ananda Dev Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय द्वारका धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय गौर भक्त प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jai Shri Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये अष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतः सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी Hare Krishna. So, welcome all devotees for ISKCON Sarjapur, chapter of ISKCON Seshadripuram. So very happy to see so many devotees here. I think from morning 5:30 you are having a regular program. Wonderful. Almost like a temple. Why like a temple? Temple only. Very nice. The place is looking so nice. And the altar so beautiful. And everything is so nice. All glories to all of you who have put in so much effort. 1 year, Prabhu? less than a year, 6 months, yeah, less than 6 months. Wonderful effort. Always very happy to see the, I mean, whenever I get an opportunity to associate with this young boys, feel so blessed. At this age, they are so much committed. So we feel inspired, to be with them. So whenever I get a chance to come and meet them, I feel so happy. Thank you for your inspiration. So today I have been requested to talk on the topic of the Jiva's prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the womb of the mother. So we will discuss that. So it's a series of few verses there. I mean, my apology, I have not made a very big presentation, but at least have jotted down the important aspects of it. So before we go into this whole thing, there's some background, right? What is the background? So this is about the jiva, which is just transmigrating from one place to another, one place to another, one place to another, right? All of us, time immemorial, we have been going around, circling the entire universe, different planets, different parts of time, and different experiences. So, but of course, we also make a lot of mistakes in that journey. And in the process, we may go down to the deepest, the darkest regions of hell, like down the planetary system. Many lokas are there, this 14 planetary system. We are now in the middle planetary system, but below this, there are, I think, 6 or 7 of them. 6 of them are there. So you go deeper and deeper down, it will be even more, darker and more miserable life conditions. So when we do abominable things, we are pushed down forcibly into the lower planetary system, and then we have to again take the evolutionary process to come back up. That we will discuss as we go further. But in that process, finally, again, we come back into the body of a human being. The cycle that, after going through your reformation or at least some punishments, we are given another chance. Okay, now why don't you make one more attempt to reform yourself and try to go back? This Lord is very, very, very merciful. How many options, how many, attempts, how many times that He gives us a chance to actually reform ourselves and go back. On whole cycle of 1,000 yugas, we still don't reform, no problem. You come back again. I will hold you safely in my body till such time. And I will again give you an opportunity to experience whatever you want to experience. But one day, please realize that and come back. So this is this prayer. Literally, I've heard when the Lord is actually, for each one of us, there is one Krishna there. Right? So as many of us are there, Jivas, as many Krishna is there. So that means your partner Krishna, whoever that, because Krishna is not simply limited to, of course, he is one. I'm not talking Mayavad here, but he is capable. He expands like that. So he's that Krishna, which is your friend, is just sitting there. Where is this guy? How long I'm waiting here? He also needs that relationship, right? Why? See, we are completely opposite of the Mayavad, where they are thinking there's nothing to, some power, that's it. But here we are talking about a person who's actually longing for that relationship. Where is this guy who's supposed to come? How long it is? One kalpa over, another kalpa, how long will I wait? Right? So this is actually going on in his head. But unfortunately, we are happy doing what we are doing. So when we finally get a chance to come back into the womb once more time, there are times certain things happen. So that is what we are going to see today. And when the child gets into the womb of the mother, what happens? There any doctors here? Anyone studying doctor? No? Prabhu is a doctor. So many people say this Bhagavatam and all, I don't know, someone wrote it now or something like that. But if you really see, this Bhagavatam actually plots the actual, from the day the child is conceived till it is born, what all stages it goes through. So, like, you see, if you go to this laboratory, they would have put one, bottle. Inside that bottle, there will be one fetus, dead fetus. They will show this is a 1 month old fetus. This is 1.5 months old fetus. Like that. Prabhu would have seen that. Now, they have to understand in each month what is happening and all that. But Bhagavatam already has given clearly every month what is happening to how the body is developing. I mean, so if you think it is written today, yesterday, and even this is not science, Bhagavatam is not science, someone's imagination, someone wrote like that. No, because this science of the fetus's development happened maybe 200, 300 years back, 400 years back, I don't know. Our modern medicine, whatever it is. But this has been there. So actually, last year, one of the team had actually called me to do an online session. I had done that. So he actually took us 7-8 minutes of, he edited it so much that he gave only the crux of it in 8 minutes time in terms of the evolution. I just want to play that one little video. It will take for 4 minutes. Then we will actually go into the class. This is Vedic embryology. The sound will also play. Those jivas who have gone into the Antartamira and Antartamira, that one. Those jivas who have gone into the Antartamira and Antartamira systems and suffered there considerably and then come into the process of transmigrating from one to another and another, so into the dark, this human form of life. Also, Veda Kanashraya is very significant because it indicates that it is not the semen of the man that creates life within the womb of the woman. Rather, the living entity is so takes shelter in a particle of semen and is then pushed into the womb of the woman. Then the body develops. Actually, takes shelter in that semen. Womb is actually pushed into that semen, and it is using that as a vehicle to penetrate the head, and then after that, the biological things happen. But only because of the soul which is present there, the development happens. On the first night, the sperm and the ovum mix. And on the 5th night, the mixture ferments into a bubble. On the 10th night, it develops into a form like a plum. And after that, it gradually turns into a lump of flesh or an egg, as the case may be. So this is all the process of how the embryo develops inside the body. There are 4 kinds of types in which the body develops. One is this trees and plants, which actually sprouts from the ground, from earth. Then the second one grows from perspiration. Examples are some flies, germs, and bugs. From the perspiration, the bugs we also understand, right? These bed bugs, they call it. Then the body gradually develops either into a lump of flesh or into an egg, as the case may be. In the case of birds, it develops into an egg, and in the case of animals and human beings, it develops into a lump of flesh. So this is the second purpose. Third one, in the course of a month, a head is formed, and at the end of the 2 months, the hands, feet, and other limbs take shape. By the end of 3 months, the nails, fingers, toes, body hair, bones, and skin appear as to the organ of generation and the other apparatus in the body, namely the eyes, nostrils, ear, mouth, and anus. So, in just about a month, most of these elements, the external elements, are already taking shape. 4th verse. Within 4 months from the date of conception, the 7 essential ingredients of the body, namely chylate, blood, flesh, fat, bone, marrow, and semen, come into existence. At the end of 5 months, hunger and thirst make themselves felt. And at the end of 6 months, the fetus, enclosed by the amnion, begins to move on the right side of the abdomen. So at the end of the 6 months, so the first moment, if it is a male child, it moves towards the right angle. And if it is the female child, it moves towards the left. So from that, they can mostly identify that whether what is the child, whether it's a male child or female child. Next verse.
Question number 5. Deriving its nutrition from the food and drink taken by the mother, the fetus grows and remains in the abdominal residence of stools and urine, which is the breeding place of all kinds of worms. Next one. Owing to the mother's eating bitter, pungent foodstuffs or foods which is too salty or too sour, the body of the child incessantly suffers pains which are almost intolerable. All descriptions of the child's bodily situation in the womb of the mother are beyond our conception. And we are in the 8th verse. Placed within the amnion and covered outside by the intestines, the child remains lying on one side of the abdomen, his head turned towards his belly, and his back and neck arched like a bow. The child thus remains just like a bird in a cage without freedom of movement. At that time, if the child is fortunate, he can remember all the troubles of his past 100 months and he grieves wretchedly. What is the possibility of peace of mind in that condition? It is said that this human form of life is the only means for crossing over the nations of Maya or material existence. Thus, endowed with the development of consciousness from the 7th month after his conception, the child is tossed downwards by the ass that was the embryo during the weeks preceding delivery. Like the worms born of the same filthy abdominal cavity, he cannot remain in one place because of the pressures that is there and the naturally the ass which puts the embryo down towards that suspended womb. The next verse. The human soul says, I take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears in his various internal forms and walks on the surface of the world. I take shelter of him only because he can give me relief from all fear, and from him I have received this condition of life, which is just repeating my empire factory.
Okay, so the balance you can see here. This is where I want to start this section, what we are discussing today. So this is basically the prayers of the soul in the womb of the mother. So we have seen all this. I said no, one side pus, or one side urine, one side motion. In between all these liquids full of germs, and this fellow is happily sitting.